and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. Every week on the program, we provide you with insightful information about NAFDAC's activities aimed at protecting the health of Nigerians. I am your host, Tosin Adebayo.
We begin this week's episode with the Director-General's courtesy visit to the Kano State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. The visit is in appreciation of the Kano State government's support of the regulatory agency mandate in keeping Nigerians safe from substandard falsified medicines and drug abuse. The DG led a delegation which comprises the management team of NAFDAC and the former president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Alhaji Ahmed Yakasai, to the governor's office.
We were here during the pandemic. We asked our dear governor for land, for vehicles, and the governor did what he's supposed to do. Give us that land, and that land has the construction going on now. We have the menace of drug abuse in our country, and before my time, my first tenure, the issue of coordinated wholesale centers came up, and 4 wholesale centers were identified: Kano, Onitsha, Lagos, and Aba. And the wholesale centers were supposed to have been built by December 2017, I believe. But as we all know, things may not happen the way they were planned. But Kano took the bull by the horn through the influencer, my brother, Alhaji Yakasai, and through the proactiveness of our governor. Kano has built the international pharmaceutical market. So Kano has become the model because neither Onitsha, Lagos, nor Aba have done their own. They've not started. They are going to. Onitsha is now looking at or using Kano to start their own quickly. So it's going to be very competitive. So I want to thank our governor for the proactiveness. If we have 10,000 Yakasai and we don't have a governor that buys in, we may not have what we have today. I want to thank you, sir, for what you are doing. We want to mitigate the madness that follows drug abuse. We want to mitigate the compromise of life that follows use of substandard falsified medicines. That is why the government, through Ministry of Health, decided to close the open markets and bring those markets into the coordinated centers, which Kano has built.
Governor Ganduje appreciates the Director General for honoring the state's invitation to the commissioning ceremony of a Coordinated Wholesale Centre built for a proper regulation of pharmaceutical products in the state at a short notice, while he highlights how they took the bull by the horn in tackling the drug abuse menace in the state.
I know at one time we were leading in terms of drug addiction here in Kano State. And it is because of the availability of the product. If the product is not available, then you have no problem. And for the product to be available, there must be conducive climate, like what I have mentioned. So that problem, we started to look for a solution. First, we constituted a task force that was raiding such illegal shops. And that was a Herculean task because of the heterogeneous nature of Kano State. In fact, I always get telephone from Southeast. Please take it gentle. You know what I mean? I get telephone. In fact, one governor was phoning me for over 1 hour that I should do it gently. But gently will not take me anywhere. And gently, I will only be assured of moving into a ditch gently, which I don't like. So that task force was doing its job. And luckily enough, the federal government came with a blueprint, came with a guideline that we must have a separate pharmaceutical market so that the stakeholders, the regulatory agencies will find it easier to check and protect. So we took advantage of that. Also, we passed a law. I'm just telling you the measures that we have taken, the Kano State Drugs and the Substances Abuse Management Law. 2022, we have passed that law, our state assembly. And also, Kano State Drugs and Medical Consumable Supply Agency law, which is now before the State House of Assembly.
After the meeting, the DG signed a visitor's register as she also presented a NAFDAC plaque to the governor, how the governor presented to her souvenirs of the Kano State government. As NAFDAC continues to upgrade its infrastructural facilities, the Kano State governor is expected to be at the commissioning of the agency's zonal office in May 2023.
We'll take a short break now. Stay with us. Welcome back.
Still on the Coordinated Wholesale Centre, the commissioning of the edifice, also known as Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje Pharmaceutical Complex, is a milestone achievement in the regulation of pharmaceutical products in Kano State and by extension the northwestern region of Nigeria. The event, which had in attendance the Governor of Kano State and members of the State Executive Council, Minister of Health, DG NAFDAC, President of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Registrar, Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, representative of the Ministry of Trade, representative of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the Emir of Kano, and other traditional rulers in the state.
Today is a great day for Kano State as an entity, for the people of Kano, and for Nigeria. It's a day which shows the quality of leadership that we are having. It is never easy for a government or a governor to lead a fight against drug abuse. We all know what it takes. You need courage, you need determination, and you need to make a sacrifice. It's like you are pushing, they are pushing you back. You are fighting, they are fighting you back. And they will be fighting for survival. When I say they will be fighting for survival, the people who have been benefiting from illegal business of drugs, people who have been benefiting, making millions of naira for trafficking in illegal drugs, for selling fake and substandard drugs in this particular country. It has been a fight for decades by the federal government of Nigeria. So many policies, so many initiatives, so many laws. But it is only this time, under the administration of His Excellency, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, that we are having it in Nigeria and in Kano State.
Registrar of the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria tells the audience how a policy framework of the government birthed the pharmaceutical market.
Happening here today is a vision that started through the Presidential Committee on Pharmaceutical Sector Reform in 2003, which recommended the need to streamline drug distribution system of the country. This was adopted by the President, passed on to the Minister of Health, the Federal Minister of Health, and the National Council of Health in 2009 adopted it. The need to draw up a new strategic plan or direction for drug distribution and move forward in 2010 to develop the National Drug Distribution Guideline, which eventually was also reviewed in 2011 and launched in 2012. Each of these stages had full participation of key stakeholders, the regulatory agencies, the Federal Ministry of Health, as well as stakeholders in the pharmaceutical landscape. In 2014, there was a press release by the Federal Ministry of Health in June precisely, directing the agencies, the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, as well as National Agency for Food and Drug Administration, to move forward and ensure full compliance of implementation of the National Drug Distribution Guidelines, by which we are supposed to close all the open drug markets in Idumota, in Onitsha, in Sabongari, Kano, as well as Areara, to the glory of God. After we had some engagement, the concept of just closing these people without providing alternative came up, and the concept of Coordinated Wholesale Centre was arrived at. When this was arrived at, I must state that the Honorable Minister of Health granted approval to this, and the 4 states were supposed to now come forward and establish one. Indeed, Kano, Lagos, as well as Anambra, state government provided lands for which the PCN was called upon to conduct location approval inspection, which we did in 2017 and granted such approval, having found that those locations were suitable. But let me posit here and state that the project in Kano is unique in the sense that if you go through this pamphlet that I have shared, from 2017 to date, the PCN had been engaged one-on-one with the Governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, 9 times. This is the only state we have this happen. My immediate predecessor, Dr. Elijah Mohammed, had 5 engagements with the governor. I have just come on board about 7 months, getting to 8 months. I have had 4 one-on-one engagements with the governor because of his personal interest.
In her speech, the Director-General of NAFDAC reiterated the agency's commitment to see that the Coordinated Wholesale Centre becomes a safe haven for quality pharmaceutical products.
NAFDAC is mandated to control and regulate the importation, exportation, manufacture, distribution, sale and use, advertisement of course, sale and use of medicines. What we do every day is to ensure that the drugs that you buy are of quality. We have gadgets that we identify drugs that are counterfeited, that are fake or falsified. We should be very happy today. We should be very happy that the medicines that we're going to be using in Kano are medicines that are supposed to make us better. So I want to thank the Governor, the Emir of Kano, for the commitment. Again, Kano has become a model for Onitsha, for Lagos, and for Aba.
Other stakeholders, like the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and the representative of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, give their goodwill messages on the project.
This facility, I believe, will serve as a beacon of hope for the people of Nigeria, especially Kano State, providing them with safe and quality medicine. The facility will be equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure that medicines distributed are of the highest quality and meet international standards. In addition to improving the quality of medicines available, this facility, I believe, will improve the monitoring of drug distribution in Nigeria. The government, the private sector, and the general public must work together to ensure that we create an environment that is conducive to the effective operation of this facility. We must all play a role in ensuring that this facility is a success. I congratulate Mr. Governor and the people of Kano State for leading in this task of securing the safety of our citizens and the future of the younger generation of CWC, which will cut drug abuse, misuse drastically because of traceability that it promotes. I once again commend Kano State for being the first in Nigeria out of about 5 centers to complete such a facility. Mr. Governor, congratulations. It goes to show how premium is placed on the head in this historic city. No wonder they say Kano Tumbidiwa.
As the special guest of the event, the Minister of Health says the Coordinated Wholesale Centre will end the culture of selling medicines in open markets, which is still common in some states in the country.
The concept of the Coordinated Warehouse Centre was originally designed to be a private sector driven in the culmination of the recommendations of the Presidential Committee on Pharmaceutical Sector Reforms, which was constituted in 2003, and you know that's 20 years ago now. Following broad stakeholder consultations, including the pharma leaders and Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, the idea of the Coordinated Wholesale Warehouse was generally accepted as the best solution to the dangerous practice in our country, as exemplified by Idumota Market in Lagos, or the Bridgehead Market in Onitsha in Anambra State, or in fact also the Araria Market in Abia State, or the Savungari Market here in Kano, where medicines were sold like any household commodity in disregard of the peculiarities of health at the time. Now, you know that under those circumstances, people can harm themselves even more with drugs than help themselves. So the overriding goal for establishing the Coordinated Wholesale Centre is succinctly captured in the National Drug Distribution Guideline, which is to relocate stakeholders in drug business that operate in unregulated drug markets to regulated drug markets like this one that we are seeing here today. I am pleased that 7 years since it was formally initiated, we stand here to witness this great achievement, the commissioning of the first fruit of this beautiful concept, executed by His Excellency Governor Adeyeye Ganduje. His antecedents are a clear testimony of the premium it places on healthcare, and I can bear witness to that.
On his part, the chief host, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, says he is happy that the old ways of selling drugs in an unregulated way in the state has finally come to an end, as the Coordinated Wholesale Centre has all it requires for healthy business.
Before the creation of this market, and even now, we are battling with control of drugs here in Kano, like in any other part of the country. But Kano being a commercial nerve center with an international airport and also transacting business with some West African countries, we are sadly vulnerable in the sales of counterfeit, expired, and illegal or illicit drugs. Luckily enough, the federal government has provided guidelines for the sales of pure drugs, that is, drugs that are healthy to be consumed by the people of Nigeria. in order to actualize that, to implement that system, we had to coordinate with various interest groups. First of all, we have the drug sellers, we have the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, we have NAFDAC, we have the NDLEA, and so many other interested parties, especially also the security agencies. This is not an easy task, but because we have the political will, we are focused on this. That is why we decided to embark on this very important project. I'm so happy that the Federal Minister of Health is so much interested in this project through the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria. We held several meetings, and our task force that is supervising the sales of drugs in the state, for which it has been overstretched because of the cosmopolitan nature of Kano. But with the creation of this market, a regulated market, I think the sales of illicit, fake drugs, expired drugs, that system is over now. I'm so happy the concept has been embraced by the drug sellers themselves. So we have to thank them because we need their cooperation. The well-coordinated drug market here, as you see it, it has all what it requires. It has all what is required for a modern coordinated drug pharmaceutical market.
A cultural troupe also spiced up the event as they treated the audience to a variety of cultural dance display. The high point of the day was the cutting of the tape by the Honorable Minister of Health, who declared the complex open officially for use as the dignitaries all moved around the complex to inspect the offices, shops, and the 3,000 square meters of floor with a cooling system to keep the drugs safe for consumption.
That's all we have time for on the program this week. Make it a date for another insightful edition next week, same time, same station. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food products peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded. Importing, producing, distributing, and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. See you next week. Stay safe.